We called him from 4 different phones over 30 times. I was like, Chris. And he's like, I don't know who you are, but F off.
You're like, wait, hear me out.
We're live streaming to thousands of people. Like, this is live on YouTube.
How's it going, guys? I'm here today with my good friend, Chris Carter. We've known each other since high school, way too many years ago. It's been a long time.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. But Chris and I have been in different industries. We've had the same hobbies. We went to school in different places, but we've always been good friends. And I'm really fortunate to have you come in today because you have gone from through the process from graduating college, starting your own business, Rep Interactive, which was real estate focused, which is super interesting and something we can touch on today, to now running an off-road brand that is really near and dear to my heart because we all know I've got a car problem. And whether it's on-road or off-road, it's amazing. So, really excited to have you hear Chris's story and to kind of go through it all. And we will relate some of it to real estate because, I am still working right now, but we're still going to talk about the car stuff. So thanks for coming in, Chris.
Of course. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
It's fun to see what you've done here, and I hope I could add some value.
Oh, you definitely will.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Kind of what we were talking about. There's been, a lot of change and evolution in my business, in your business, kind of discussing college and everything since then. So I'd love it if you could tell me and everyone watching, after graduating from UC Davis, how you got into Rep Interactive, what Rep Interactive stands for, and, let's go from there.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been, over almost 20 years. But when I was first out of college, a buddy of mine posted a video on Facebook that was just a tour of an apartment complex. Mm-hmm. Nothing special, but there was a bunch of motion graphics in there. And it was like a 2-bedroom apartment. It was nothing. But the video looked like $1 million video. Yeah. And this was back when YouTube first came out and no one was really creating any type of, new media content, especially for the world of real estate. So my buddy was going to USC at the time. I was working for a small company in La Jolla. Completely
with
unrelated.
Jan, right?
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah. Extra Measures.
Extra Measures.
Sounds inappropriate, but it was credit card processing.
Okay.
It was, it's a very interesting business. There's 10 people working there. They were doing tens of millions in revenue. So it was like cool to just be on the ground floor of something very interesting with very high level, executives that I met when I was bartending. And he offered me a job on the spot.
That's amazing.
It's just a
serendipitous experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I saw the writing on the wall. I saw that, this isn't for me working for someone else. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. When my buddy posted that video, I hit him up. And it was just his master's project at USC. It
wasn't even a job. This is a project he's working on.
It was literally here's a idea for real estate production, REP Interactive, which, the interactive part doesn't make any sense, but
real estate production, REP.
REP.
That's awesome. Okay.
And I hit him up. I was like, dude, what is this? What are you guys doing with this? He's like, oh, I don't know. I think I'm going to go to the NFL. He was playing football at the time. I was like, you're not going to the NFL, dude. I played with him at UC Davis. He transferred to USC. But he was a big dude. And I was like, all right, maybe. I was like, well, let me try and run with this. Let's actually do something with it. So I started working with a bunch of different real estate agents, and kind of his main project was this series that we ended up creating called The World's Most Expensive Homes.
Okay.
So we took Christoph Chu, who is a luxury real estate agent up in Beverly Hills, and just did a bunch of aerial videography all around Los Angeles.
Really?
Of just multi-million-dollar properties.
Yeah.
Still to this day, one of the most viral videos we had ever created, and this was in 2009. After that launched, corporate at Coldwell Banker hit us up and was like, hey, can you guys do some more videos like this?
Yeah.
At the time, it was corporate video was a dude with a really crappy camera running around interviewing agents with no lighting. It was just looked terrible. Yeah. And they thought we were a lot bigger than we were. And we're like, yeah, we can do that. No problem. It's
perception is reality.
How much did we charge? It's I don't know, $3,000, which is the most money we had ever seen, ever. Yeah. And created a bunch of different videos for them. Ended up being their video agency of record. And then that expanded from just doing real estate tours of multi-million-dollar listings to now we're doing corporate
the
video.
actual video tours, walking through camera on a gimbal.
Yeah.
lighting, just making this place look like $1 million
And
or
what we-
multi-million.
Exactly. And the Canon 7D and the 5D, which was like the first like HD quality video DSLRs that came out, had just come out. So we bought a couple of those, and we had these tripods with rope tracks is the only way I could explain it.
Oh, I remember that. Yep.
The huge heavy tracks and
Yeah.
like a 40-pound tripod. So we'd carry those around, but it create these sliding shots and these really dynamic shots that like no one was really doing. It was
Yeah.
all pans, tilts. Not to get too technical, but we integrated just like this next level of video production in the world of real estate
That no one was doing.
No one was doing it.
Yeah.
And motion graphics, there's a bunch of templates that have come out. So instead of creating visual effects from scratch, we now had a template that we could like start very quickly and add this like dynamic element that you only see in $100,000 videos.
And a formula that worked. You honed it, created this formula and really tweaked it to be able to make consistent videos and allow you to scale.
Yeah, exactly. And back then, and even now, we probably interviewed over 450 real estate agents across the country. The Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Better Homes and Gardens, ERA, any brand within the Realogy, I think it's a different name at the name now, but the parent company, all of their brands, we became the video agency record of all of them.
Wow.
So we're flying all over the world, filming various like projects, and it's funny, there was a consistent theme. Any real estate agent who ever did any like content that was just different, immediately like rose to the top.
So you guys were filming the videos, you were editing the videos. Tell me about that process.
Yeah.
Going from never just kind of a senior project to now you're traveling around the world filming these insane videos.
Yeah.
Walk me through that.
So when we first started, it was me, two of my buddies, and then we found this photographer that went to the Brooks Institute. They were like, dude, photography and video is the same. You could like just work with us. And we taught him how to be a cinematographer. And in retrospect, it was like he was a really good dude, hardworking. 90% of the shots were absolute crap. 10% were incredible.
Really?
So it's just one of those things. We just shot a ton of stuff. And that 10% that we had was just enough to create a 2-minute long video on whatever we were doing. So it worked out, and we had a couple big breaks. But then we started hiring film school kids and kids who actually knew the basics of cinematography and storytelling. And that allowed us to level up.
Yeah.
Given it's hard now to teach a film school student marketing because it's vastly different.
Yep.
One is just all story driven. The other one is sales focused. So how do you blend the two? It's like you need to have great storytelling with a purpose, with some sort of, branding and marketing and a call to action that these kids didn't really have at the time, but they were cheaper than hiring like a seasoned marketing person.
Yeah.
And we were smart enough to know, like, we know the marketing side of it. Like, that's what I went to school for.
You
My
can handle the
buddies-
marketing. You just need the videographer and to create the clips and create that story, and you'll figure out how to market that story.
You could create beautiful stuff. You could be really creative and interesting, like the real estate agent right now who hides in a room. Have you seen that?
The woman, and she kind of whispers and
Yeah, she whispers, but you can't see me on. And it's fascinating. I don't know if it's converting to new business for her, but it's getting extremely viral, which obviously that has an interesting pick to it. It's just a different way to tell the same story or like showcase something about a house and get attention.
Well, yeah. And I mean, I think there's, for social media, which these people, and there's a few agents that are making content like that, where there's this girl who's super dark and like she tells these jokes and like you watch it and it makes you chuckle. Whether or not it converts, that's a good question.
Yeah.
But it at least is going to keep her top of mind.
Exactly.
And keep these other agents top of mind. So hopefully when the time comes, people will be like, oh, I saw this agent who was really funny. Maybe let's work with her because maybe it'll be a good process.
Exactly.
Or experience.
So it's almost like demonstrating your expertise while also going viral is like, that's the combo that you really want.
Yeah, that's
if
the
you're
win.
just going viral for going viral, you're now no longer a real estate agent. You're an influencer.
Yeah.
You're just an entertainer, which has its own value. But at the same time, like, what's the main goal for agents? Sell more
And that's
homes.
exactly the question. Yep.
Sell more homes, get more listings, sell for the highest dollar amount you can for your client, and or the other way, be a great negotiator. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure now, like what customers are looking for or potential listings. but it seems like nothing has really changed. They want the most amount of money. They want to sell the house fast. Yeah. There is a team down in South Florida, the Jills. So it's this couple, Jill and Jill Hertzberg and Jill Eber, that built out this incredible team. They're selling $100 million, like,
which I remember you guys made videos for them, right?
A ton.
I remember seeing
and they
those.
like bought in, and it was like every time we did something, it was never about like trying to go viral or anything. It's just telling their story and like why they do what they do.
Yeah.
And it was so effective because their network is already big, but also that being top of mind, having content out there that's like, oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, within the world of luxury real estate, it's important to have that super high quality production value, because you can't just go and try and be funny and try and get attention. It's like, no, they're serious buyers with serious money buying ridiculous properties.
Yeah.
It's like a different beast than, let's say, the real estate agent that lives a couple doors down my house, in my street. She does something super interesting where she throws community events like 5 times a year.
Yep.
4th of July parade. We're doing like a Kona truck and getting like some stuff.
That's awesome.
And it's like a micro chasm, or it's like this. I'm not focusing on getting a super wide net all of San Diego.
Yeah.
I'm literally the Claremont Mount streets. This is where my focus is.
Exactly
and
right.
Every single listing on my block has
It's
been
her. Yeah.
and it's just like, how many houses do you need to sell to like make a good living and thrive in this, in this city? It's like 10 listings a year, you're making really good money.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing is San Diego is full of so many micro markets.
Yeah.
And if you can be an expert in your market, there are a lot of agents that thrive from that. Del Cerro is my geographic farm.
Yeah.
So because I've grown up here, born and raised here, my kids go to school here.
Yeah.
We do our community events. Like we have April 26th and 27th, we've got a spring cleaning event. So this is going to be, I think, the 4th or 5th year where we coordinate garage sales on Saturday, and Sundays people can come and they can throw away whatever they haven't sold, if they don't want to donate it. And so, yeah, I totally agree with that. I think being an expert in your neighborhood is huge, and focusing on that if that's where you're going to generate the majority of your business.
And I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like most people don't, like, you only need a real estate agent when you're buying or selling a house, right? Which is 5 times in your lifetime, maybe, like if you're lucky. So it's almost 2. It's like you need to fill that top of funnel that is like everyone who potentially knows about you. So when the time comes, then yes.
Yeah. So I would say that that's not just what an agent should be for a client. So not just working with someone when they want to buy or when they want to sell. You almost want to be their, asset manager, if you will, where I'm not just working with you so I can sell your house or so I can help you buy a house. I want to be there to help you understand market fluctuations. I want to help you understand insurance. Like on an annual basis, you should be looking at, if you have an impound account, for example, where your money goes into an escrow account and then gets paid and then it pays your property taxes, pays your insurance. Some people may not even pay attention to where their insurance is changing because they just have money that goes into the account and it's kind of set it and forget it. So like an agent should be someone who's going to be there kind of with you every step of the way. And, not just when you're going to sell every 10 years or every 5 years, but be there as a referral source or as a support source for, trusted trades, helping you understand it. Like I said, insurance, trust attorneys, all that kind of stuff. I think that's where an agent nowadays, especially with AI, YouTube, TikTok, and all these other places, you need someone that you can trust to be like, hey, Daniel, I just heard this on the radio, or I just read I just listened to this podcast where they were talking about this. Is that true, or what do you know about it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It makes sense. And so when we first started Rep, and all of my companies, like I wrote a book on this called Become a Content Brand that was
I wanted to talk about that.
It's the whole strategy of like the hub hero hygiene content or hero hub hygiene content. There's three different types of content that you constantly should be making. The hero is the big, this is about me, this is everything that you need to know, shot really well. It's your Nike commercial for your brand. The hub content is something that you create every single week, something that's episodic, that people know on Tuesdays, Thursdays, every single day, whenever you can produce it, is a piece of content that's like, oh, here's a tour of a property, or here's a really cool thing about San Diego, here's a cool restaurant in this location. Something that's like you can create really simply and quickly, but it is every single week, so your audience
Consistency.
knows. Yes.
Yeah.
And then hygiene is the evergreen content. This is the content that people are searching for. For example, like, how do you buy a home? Where do you find a real estate agent? What is escrow? All those search terms that are applicable to your business that people are searching for on YouTube is the hygiene content. That is evergreen. You don't need to remake it. It's literally a set it and forget it strategy.
Exactly right. Which is what we're creating with our Real Estate 101 videos.
Yep.
You know, exactly. It's agnostic to the agent, the market. It's just, here is the real estate for dummies, you know, information.
I think YouTube is still the second biggest search engine in the world.
Yeah.
It's like for a reason. When people want to know a question or an answer to a question,
that's what they go to.
That's what they go to.
Yeah.
AI may change that in the future, but for now, it's like, no, they want to see something. They want to get a quick answer. And if you can present it in a way, you will be that industry thought leader.
Yeah. And in a way that is easily digestible, right?
I also feel like too, like, do you ever find issues on maybe it's harder to create content on a subject that you may not be like super well versed in?
Yeah.
It's like you don't need to create a full video on the process of going through insurance, or I don't know, whatever, something that you're like, I don't know that, I don't want to know that. I think we get into trapping sometimes of like, oh, I just need to create a video on this, but I don't know that much about it.
Yeah.
Focusing on stuff that you're really well educated on, that you could talk about in, you know, a mile deep as opposed to, you know, a mile wide.
Very high level. Yeah.
Is super valuable.
Yeah.
What do you normally focus on with those videos?
So, you know, right now we're trying to make for the buying process. So everything from finding an agent to work with to finding the agent to work with, getting pre-approved, narrowing your search scope, identifying the neighborhoods. And then once you've started that process, found a house, writing your offer, going through the contingency periods, which, you know, inspection, appraisal, loan contingencies during your escrow process, all the way to closing and then post-closing.
Yeah.
You know, and then with sellers, kind of the same thing, prepping your house, finding an agent, prepping your house to sell, what's important, what's not important when you're decluttering and staging, and then getting through the contingencies and then moving and finding the next property or whatever it is that seller is doing. You know, just helping them understand there's so many nuances in a real estate transaction. And I eat, breathe, sleep this 24/7, where there's a lot of stuff that it doesn't even occur to me. So I've been just keeping a notebook of like, oh yeah, this is something I should include. Kind of like the questions that I'm asked, keeping track so I can help answer those in a video format, you know, so someone can go on YouTube and search, what does it mean to close escrow? You know, and hopefully that helps populate. So tell me, let's get into the fun stuff that I enjoy. Like after VideoFort and Rep Interactive, you made a transition into the automotive industry. Yeah,
it's crazy how life works. So after
staying within branding and storytelling and everything.
So it was after Rep Interactive, we had all this footage laying around of just crazy footage from around the world that we're like, we could sell this as stock video clips. If you're not familiar, the stock video is probably going to die with AI video. You could create anything that you want. Yeah. However, at the time, we knew that we had some really valuable content. And we were friends with this guy, Alan Perwin, who was Michael Bay's aerial cinematographer.
Oh, wow.
So every Transformer movie, the Bumblebee flying through the different buildings was Michael Bay flying a helicopter through the buildings. None of it was CGI. He was the guy who flew a helicopter in the movie The Italian Job. He flew it into the tunnel.
Oh my God.
You remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Alan was like, yeah, I can do that. And just flew a helicopter in a tunnel.
Oh, that's wild.
He tragically passed away on the set of Made in America with Tom Cruise.
No way.
It was down in Medellin, hit some bad weather and crashed. He was a passenger too. He He was like a ridiculous pilot, really cool dude. But before he passed away, we told him this idea of creating a stock footage company. It's like, this is going to be mailbox money. It'll be great, like recurring revenue. And he's like, oh, that's a good idea. And like walks us to the back of his office, and he has this big like storage unit, and opens it up, and there's just hundreds of tapes, just like
VHS tapes.
No, these are like HD at
Reels.
the time, reels.
Yeah.
And he's
Film
like,
reels.
see all this? This is BBC Planet Earth footage. This is Hurricane Katrina footage. This is every single metro in the United States and aerial footage of it. I'm never going to do anything with this. You guys could have it.
No
And
way.
we're like, well, it's nice of you, but I don't think you understand how valuable this is. Let's create a business together. So
Yeah.
we created VideoFort, became partners with him. We digitized all the footage, tagged it, trimmed it. We have
Oh my gosh.
the largest.
Thousands of hours of time.
Yeah, there's like 30,000 clips.
Oh my God.
We launched VideoFort on its own. That didn't work because within the world of stock video, not to get too granular, but when you have a stock footage website, an editor wants to go to one place and find their clip. They don't want to go to 10 different websites. So we tried it on our own and then pivoted because that wasn't working and did more of a Coca-Cola model. It's like we are sending it to distributors. So Dissolve, Shutterstock, Getty.
Oh, yeah.
They all have our footage now, and now we're getting the full scope of every editor, every director can see our footage. And yeah, we got to cut them in on a piece of it, but at the same time, we're selling way more now.
Yeah, a little piece of a big pie versus a big piece of a small pie.
Yeah. And so that did really well for a very long time. And then one of our mutual friends hit me up. They were starting this company called Restomods.com, which is a classic car, focused on giving away a restored or modified muscle car from the 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
Every 3 months was their business model and plan. So my buddy Daniel sent me a video of like the first like sizzle reel of it. And being the video guy, I looked at it and was like, this is...
And what's a sizzle reel?
Sizzle reel is like a highlight video, like your main pitch video, the hero content.
Okay.
And it's like 60 seconds long, 60 seconds to a minute long. It's like...
Get people excited.
Get you excited about potentially winning. Telling you everything that you want to know within a minute.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest piece of crap I've ever seen in my life. I was like, what is this, dude? It's slow. It's boring.
I love you, but this is terrible.
Yeah. So I re-edited it, spun it up for him, like just super minor changes. I was like, here, try this. And they were cool with it. And then the next car that they gave away, now like I went out and filmed it with a team and like actually create something cool. Just did it all for free. Like just pay for my guys. Like I want to help you out.
Yeah.
So I did this for a year. And then after a year, the company like really started taking off.
Awesome.
And so they brought me on to start a new brand because within the world of Restomods, there's a bubble of people who like it. And
Yeah, it's a certain genre of car. It's a very specific demographic.
yeah. And so in order to grow the business, it's like, no, let's create more of these for different verticals. And the vertical that we chose for me was luxury handbags.
Okay.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah. I remember these conversations.
Yes, Lulu V, which is still our incorporated name, Lulu V Inc., because it failed so horribly. I would never want to forget the lessons that we learned. Come to find it that women don't really want to win luxury handbags, or they think it's fake. We had actually bought $15,000 worth of luxury handbags. And
Which
the idea,
may have only been one bag at this point.
yeah, it was like maybe like 25,000. It was a lot.
Yeah.
And especially a dude like me walking into Louis Vuitton and getting like
I'll
5
take
handbags.
that one.
They didn't seem perturbed by it at all. It seemed pretty normal.
Oh, they're happy to take your money.
Yeah, just walking literally from YSL to Louis Vuitton to Gucci, and then like walking out with all these pretty woman moments.
And you're like, Angie, I promise these are not for you, but they're also not for another girl.
Exactly.
They are for work.
Yeah. So we filmed it, like the brand looked amazing, but the issue was anytime you're giving away a luxury handbag like that, the believability is like super low. And we had no like history. This was the first sweepstakes we had ever done for the brand. And so the trust was
No
just like an
credibility at
all-time
all.
low.
Yep.
Yeah. And we learned like I can't be on camera for
Women's handbags.
For women's handbags. Like
Yeah.
there's just disconnect. So we need a girl to do it. And I got my sister-in-law who did great, but also it's like we need someone there every single day. It was right during COVID. Like it was literally March of 2020. The worst thing or the most interesting thing, the sweepstakes grand prize was either a $15,000 shopping spree at Gucci or a trip to Italy and a $5,000 shopping spree at Gucci in Italy.
Wow.
That was the idea. COVID happened. The day that we like launched, pretty much March of 2020.
Yeah, like 14th or something.
Italy is shut down.
Yeah. Oops.
We cannot advertise a trip to Italy anymore. So we just focused on the handbags. Long story short, it just was not good.
Yeah. Crash and burn learning experience.
Yeah, lost our butt on it. But at the same time, we're like, okay, let's go back to what we know.
Yeah.
I knew like from off-roading, hiking, camping, nature, that is
Outdoors.
like my jam. I have, went to UC Davis up north, and like every weekend that I had free, I was fishing in the Feather River and going to Tahoe and like just exploring really cool areas. And that was like it. So we're like, all right, what about this 4x4 world? And we're like, yes, let's do it. Bought a Jeep, consulted with you because we knew nothing about how to modify these Jeeps.
Yeah.
And it had like a Gobi rack on it. We put some lights on it. It already had like a lift and suspension. And we're like, all right, cool. Let's try it out. Immediately out the gates, it was just like a fresh of breath air. Like, oh, this is where we should have been the whole time. I could actually be on camera now and use some of my personality to like, okay, we're going to like build this brand and we're going to show you everything that we're doing, because our whole thing is about creating an off-road and overland enthusiast club. We want you guys to be a part of our club.
Community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Provide educational videos, fun entertainment videos. You get discounts on partners that we have. And every single month you're a member, you get entered into our sweepstakes.
So you could potentially, just by being a member, win this giveaway vehicle.
Exactly. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. And
they're expensive, $100,000+ vehicles.
We started with a $50,000 Jeep, which at the time was like, this is a huge risk. Like we had 0 members, we had 0 revenue coming in, and we're in the whole 50 grand out the gate.
Bought a Jeep, had to pay videographers, editors,
get the
all
sweepstakes
this stuff,
license and bonded,
get the license, and then marketing spend, ad spend.
Exactly. Facebook is really the real winner in all of this, but at the same time, we couldn't get new customers without social media platforms. So we started our like ad buying and driving traffic to it. And of course, there's a lot of people out there who would say a comment like scam, a lot of negative comments that we just kind of filtered out. And over time, now we've given away over $2 million worth of cars and cash prizes,
Insane.
17 like unbelievable rigs. And this is just for Forge 4x4.
Wow.
Restomods is up to 30 something. Freedom Street Garage is another brand that we created that's more like modern American horsepower. And now we're going into exotics, giving away a Lamborghini right now. So like, again, we took this small niche of Restomods, or smaller, even though it's like one of the strongest brands that we have, grew it into Forge 4x4, now off-road and overland enthusiasts. And then Freedom Street Garage is more like any motorhead is going to love this brand. And then in the future, we may do like an RV brand or a van life brand, something like that, to continue to expand. But for the most part, we have a really cool lifestyle business, some awesome members, and it's been fun.
So how do you, starting a new brand, because one thing you touched on was the authenticity and having a brand that you're actually, people trust you and they're willing to become a member or buy a t-shirt or actually get involved in the giveaway from a monetary standpoint. So how do you create that credibility through your storytelling and remain authentic?
Yeah. I don't know if we've like perfected it yet, because there's only so many times that you could tell people like, this isn't a scam, right?
Yeah.
It's like, trust me. And anytime you say that, it's immediately like, no. It's like, we're licensed and bonded by Compliance Sweepstakes Services. You can look them up. They have CVS, Pepsi.
Here's the list of cars we've given away. Like, it's legit.
Yeah. Our winners come from all over the country. And then we just had a Canadian winner. And it's one of those things that no one, even when we call them, believe that we're actually giving it away, because it does seem like an unbelievable prize package. I will say this. I am not willing to go to jail over this, and it is a federal offense if you break any sweepstakes laws.
Yeah.
So we do everything by the book.
Yeah, totally legit. Now, I did see a video that you guys posted for a recent giveaway where you called a guy and he answered the phone and he's like, F off, and then blocked your phone call.
Yeah, that was
blocked
fun.
your number. And you're like, no, bro, we are literally trying to give you a car.
Can't even give these cars away. No. So, yeah, we called him while he was at work. This guy, Chris Cooper, in Edmonton, Canada. He works for like the Power District or something like that. He was right next to his boss at the time. We called him from 4 different phones over 30 times.
Oh, my gosh.
finally he answers on the fourth phone that we had, because I realized he blocked my number. Like, I kept on calling. I would leave voicemails, send him texts. He's like, I don't know who you are. So we call from the fourth number, and finally he picks up the phone. We're like, he picked up the phone. It's like, Chris. And he's like, I don't know who you are, but F off.
You're like, wait, hear me out.
We're live streaming to thousands of people. Like, this is live on YouTube. And immediately I'm just like, I don't know what to do right now.
Yeah. You've never experienced that before.
Yeah, never. So I call him again, and he tells me again, I don't know who you are, but F off. Hangs up again. And I'm like, we got to end the live stream. I got to text this guy. I text him. We stay on for a couple more minutes. He doesn't respond until later. He's like, I'm at work. I was like, all right, well, we post the video.
Can we talk when you're done?
It's like, look at the video we just posted. Look at the live stream. And then, like, let's get on a call tomorrow. So we call him. I basically tell him that he's a finalist, because we want to, like, have some authenticity to, like, I want your real reaction.
Yeah.
We call him. He, like, is so embarrassed by it. He shows his friends. His friends are, like, cracking up, dying. Bring him out to San Diego. He ended up winning a brand new Tundra. It's like a $120,000 Tundra.
Yeah,
$50,000 in cash, and then drove it all the way to Canada.
Oh my God.
So it ended up being, like, super rad, but at the same time, you never know what's going to happen.
No.
Like, it's crazy.
No, and you're on live video, streaming to all these platforms, and you're just like, we're trying to help. Like, we want to give you something.
Yeah. It's a fine line, especially because we want to be as authentic as possible. But also on our winter calls, there's times that they don't pick up. So we do this live stream where tens of thousands of people watch. And there's a chance that someone might not speak English, that they might not be eligible because they're not
in the state that they're supposed to be in.
It's more like their age. Oh. So the last winter that we had, this was tragic. This kid, Jordan, we call him, like, again, 10 times. He finally, like, picks up, like, 3 hours later. We have to do another live stream, and he's like, oh, I was taking a nap. I was like, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, what's going on? He's like, oh, I got to go to work. I work at Walmart. I was like, okay. I was like, well, you're the winner of this Toyota Sequoia, a trailer, $50,000 in cash. And he's just like, oh, yeah, cool. Like, be a little bit more excited.
Yeah.
A little bit more grateful.
Yeah.
I get on the phone with his mom the next day, and she goes, hey, I looked in your rules. In the state of Alabama, they have to be 19. Jordan's 18. He turns 19 in January. And I was like, oh, maybe we could figure it out. Maybe we could, like, do something. Talk to our sweepstakes company. He's like, no, that's not
rules
how it
are
works.
rules.
Rules are rules.
Oh, my gosh.
So we ended up writing the kid a check for $5,000, like, out of the goodness of our heart, because, like, I couldn't imagine that feeling.
Yeah.
So he was stoked on that, and, like, ended up being okay. And then Keely Parker, a correctional officer in Virginia, chick, just, like, badass, former, I think, military.
She was the number 2.
She was the second winner.
Oh my gosh.
Ben, she didn't answer either. She got off work at 5. You can't have phones in a correctional facility. She calls me back, like, freaking out. Ended up being a super awesome winner.
Yeah.
So you never know, like, what's going to happen with these.
Yeah.
And after doing, between all 3 brands, we're up to, like, 74 different winner calls. It's like, sometimes they're insane.
Yeah.
And sometimes they, don't work out. But
yeah,
it's a world that we live in.
I mean, I kind of feel like that's how the real estate transactions can be, you know, like, I think I've done over 150 transactions, well over $200 million in sales, and it's still, every single one is different. There's always something that I finish the transaction and it's like, okay, what's my takeaway from this? And, like, there's always something.
Yeah.
It's just never the same. So that's, I can only imagine. And when it's on live TV is even more so.
Yeah. It's interesting. And I think that's the value of, after interviewing hundreds of real estate agents. Yeah. It's always one of those things. I think 20 years ago, they're like, oh, the internet's going to take over. Real estate agents aren't going to exist anymore.
Hasn't happened yet.
It's not going to.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, because that value of every transaction being different, looking out for the interests of the buyer or the seller, like, is extremely important. You have 2 competing sides who want to win on a transaction that is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars.
Exactly. It's huge for the consumer, the buyer, the seller, and AI or, learning something on TikTok or YouTube, they may not know the nuance of that specific transaction and what's actually happening. And without having that on your toes type of, critical thinking, I don't personally see how agents are going to go away.
There was a good quote that one of the Jills told me once in a video that we were doing. It's like, if you were to get surgery on your heart,
Yeah.
would you want a brand new doctor like working on it, or would you want the absolute best doctor who's seen everything, who's done hundreds of these, and who understands the nuances of it?
Yeah.
Like, having a real estate agent that knows the business is, worth its weight in gold.
100%.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And it's the same with an attorney. It's the same with a doctor. It's anybody that is a specialist in that industry. Even your plumber or your electrician. You want someone that knows what they're doing and that didn't, I don't know, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to make you feel warm and fuzzy inside.
No.
So tell me, before we wrap up, what's been your biggest takeaway from a branding standpoint? It sounds like having that authenticity, knowing what your target market is and what your target audience is to help you come up with that content, and then having the 3 different, buckets of the content that you're making is really important. But what's been your biggest takeaway from decades of experience?
Yeah. There's a really good book by Simon Sinek. Any of his books are good, but the main one is understanding your why. So knowing why you are in business, like what is your main core purpose, not how or what you do, but why you do it, is going to be the biggest element that helps you carry all of your messaging throughout.
Yeah.
For Forge 4x4, we're trying to grow a community of like-minded individuals within the world of overlanding and off-roading. How do we do that? We give away vehicles to bring awareness, to show them what they could do. And then what do? It's like we have an online car club and we sell gear. It's like, but why we do it is extremely important. It's one of those things that every single brand is different.
Yeah.
And for you, like finding out what your why is and then pushing it forward through storytelling, through different, hub, hero, and hygiene tactics is like the biggest thing that I've learned. It's just being consistent in that. Yeah.
I love it. Well, I guess my last question is, can you tell us what the next car is going to be?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Okay.
So we got a Lexus GX550 right now.
All right.
Which is a really cool platform.
Yeah, it's dope.
The Land Cruiser isn't enough. It's one of those things. The Lexus is just, 2 extra cylinders, much like better platform, crazy luxury. And then we have a Sprinter van right now that we're building that is just nuts.
Is it long chassis, long wheelbase, extra watt tall, the whole thing?
Yeah. Sleeps 4, has seating for 4, has a full shower on the inside, a bathroom, a closet, a full bed in the back, off-road suspension, 34-inch tires.
Wow.
Solar, 800 watts of lithium-ion batteries. Could run the AC, could run a diesel heater that we have in it too. It is like all seasons incredible Sprinter van. That is going to be absolutely beautiful. So it's getting back from wrap right now. That should be fun. And then after that, we got some other cool things.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see what you have. And thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Love what you're doing here. Keep it up.
Thank you.